Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Marcus, and we are back for another episode of Marcus on Top. Back again. So, yeah, we're back on Battlespot playing some VGC 16 games. It's been a while again, but basically, like, my upload schedule is non-existent at this point. As we're facing someone from Norway, Clement. Looking forward to playing against him. So yeah, the team we will be using today is one of my favorite teams in this format, and is a team that if I had to, like, if I did not commentate and if I like had to play, if I was to play at nationals, and then I probably would have brought something similar to this at some events. By the way, shoutouts to my friend Tilburma, who used a very similar team, like same 5 Pokemon, and then Cresselia over Salamence to get second place at nationals. So yeah, I do think that this team can definitely work pretty well. I don't have too much experience against Rayquaza Groudon teams, to be honest, but let's see what we can do here. So yeah, basically the team's plan is to set up to set up Xerneas, of course, and then have Clefairy to help it out a little bit. You might have seen the Nugget Bridge Major Finals, where Nails also used a pretty similar team, using the same plan, basically. So I will talk a little bit more about what this team does and what it does not in a bit after I selected my Pokemon. I think we can just go here and go with the main mode of the team, kinda, which is that Kangaskhan Xerneas lead and then Clefairy Groudon in the back. Thundurus could also be really nice here, but my opponent does have Landorus and Weavile and Groudon, so maybe it really depends on what my opponent brings here, and if he decides to bring those Pokemon, then Thundurus is just really useless. Salamence, pretty similar case. Against Togekiss it's bad, against Weavile it's not that great, so yeah, Kangaskhan and Xerneas it is. So Clefairy really, a really nice addition to those teams. Usually you will probably see something like Smeargle in that slot, but Clefairy just really being able to help out his friends with the Friend Guard ability, and then also having access to moves like After You really helps against Trick Room teams. In fact, right before this game I also had another attempt trying to record an episode. I played against the Bronzong Dual Primal team, and I barely won, but in the middle of that I coughed super hard, and I don't know, I'm a little bit sick, but whatever. So I didn't want to bother you with that, and instead we're just going at it again. So my opponent leading off with Weavile and Gengar right here. I think it is time to go for Power Up Punch and Protect. I am scrappy. I could go for the Fake Out on his Gengar, but there is not too much use. I don't want his Weavile to knock off my Xerneas, because Geomancy is potentially crucial to winning this game. He could have something like Will-O-Wisp, where his Gengar could be Taunt. He goes for the Fake Out into the Kangaskhan. Okay, since I am and the Taunt. Okay, since I am scrappy anyway, there is no problem here, since I don't know, there was no other chance for me to play this turn, I guess. So now he revealed Taunt being a thing on his Gengar. And he got the flinch on my Kangaskhan. He does not have a Life Orb on the Weavile, so that is pretty interesting, because usually you want to have Sash on your Gengar, probably. And since there is no Life Orb on the Weavile, maybe there's some interesting item shenanigans going on. So I kind of want to just go for the Power Up Punch and switch my Xerneas into Groudon, I think, to take the incoming Taunt, because I don't want to go for another Geomancy, because I don't want to go for Geomancy because of Taunt, of course. Also, Sledgehammer does a lot of damage. He has access to Knockoff at the moment, and if we are able to position Clefairy and next to Xerneas at some point, just follow me and Geomancy can potentially end this game. Since Gengar is in fact his only Fairy-type resistance. Yeah, maybe this is Mega Gengar actually, or Expert Belt Weavile, or Fling. Fling King's Rock. Yeah. I should have thought about this a little bit better. Of course, I mean, what else would it be? So yeah, he goes for the Taunt, fortunately enough, though. So no attack, no damage really being dealt here, and now our Groudon is taunted now. I kind of want to go for a straight Sucker Punch into the Gengar. I do think he has to make a switch here, because, just Sucker Punching the Gengar and eruptioning or something could do a lot of damage if he like doesn't switch around or anything. Also, Power Up Punch is still a threat, but I think I'm actually going to go for a Power Up Punch into the Weavile and also switch Ground into Clefairy, I think. Because then, if we are able to get off the Power Up Punch and yeah, with a Friend Guard, that could help us survive some combination of attack, or like even it probably doesn't have low kick if he has Fake on Fling. But still, no switches coming out from him, which is kind of interesting. Actually going for the Feint here. Okay, Feint, Icy Wind, very weird play. Once again, not really dealing any damage at all. So yeah, Sucker Punch just would have ended the Gengar right there, and also like Eruption would have KO'd Weavile, since we got confirmation that it does not have any item anymore. Yeah, that was kind of weird, I think. Not entirely sure. Like, okay, my opponent is using, from the looks of it, like Weavile and Gengar to prepare the field a little bit, and then in the end, he has like Rayquaza Groudon to do a lot of stuff. At least that is what I would get here from his playing and his team. But I'm not entirely sure if this is how it works. I mean, sure, he like slowed me down and now he can like go for Eruption, but I also managed to get my Kangaskhan to +2, and I think I had like a horrible standing against this Gengar right here, with like a normal type and 2 fairy types. Like, it's just not that easy, but yeah, he didn't really do too much damage. Fling caught us a little bit by surprise. I mean, yeah, I should have just thought about it a little bit more. But yeah, whatever. So, I think I will Sucker Punch the Ground and just protect right here. Yeah, Helping Hand Sucker Punch should not KO him anyway. And I want to keep Clefairy around. So if this does a decent amount of damage, and yeah, we will probably get confirmation about whether this Groudon is like special or physical. If he goes for Eruption, then he's special. If he goes for Precipice Blades, he's either physical or mixed. But then we could send out our own Groudon and do something with Eruption. However, yeah, there's still Icy Wind. Maybe I should have gone after the Gengar instead with that Sucker Punch. But whatever. Okay, so that does a nice amount of damage, I would like to say, but actually it's not really nice at all. Actually goes for the skill swap on his own Groudon. Yeah, okay, that's a fair play. So, not weak to any ground type attacks anymore. In fact, he does not have any weakness at all, and Precipice Blades coming out. So, Friend Guard is still in play. Let's see if it is enough to make my Kangaskhan survive this. Easily. Easy. Okay, that was actually really easy. And that was also really nice. So, right now, I think I want to go for another Sucker Punch on his Groudon, because it's the threat at the moment, and then Follow Me? Yeah, this is a little bit tough, because I'm expecting him to go for Protect Skill Swap here on my Kangaskhan. So I could go for the Follow Me to like take it away. But then he has a Friend Guard Gengar. And then next turn though, I can go for Helping Hand Sucker Punch to knock out his Groudon despite the Friend Guard being a thing. So I think, yeah, that's actually what I want to do. Follow Me, and yeah, he goes for the Protect, but I don't think there was too much else I could have done here, since my Kangaskhan was slowed down by the Ice Beam. Yeah, sorry, by the Icy Wind. Yeah, switching Clefairy out doesn't really help too much. Actually goes for the Sludge Bomb. Okay, wow. Wow. Huh. So, in fact, Sucker Punching that Gengar would have been really good, but yeah. So, yeah, I do think just another Sucker Punch and another Follow Me. I could also Protect. Yeah, if he wants to dodge this, he probably... Yeah, he could go for another Protect. Yeah, that would be... Actually, I think I want to Protect Clefairy. And then we could potentially switch in Xerneas and go for Follow Me and Geomancy. Yeah, my opponent is making some plays here. Sludge Bomb though, not enough to take out that Clefairy. So, yeah, he probably either switches or protects Groudon, which is what he does right here, but we protect Clefairy. So, I hope this is not too bad for us right here. And I didn't really think about Extreme Speed. Yeah, he can go for extreme speed sludge bomb if he targeted down Gengar. Ah, the Kangaskhan, which he did. This guy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, that's a little bit of the problem with Clefairy. I mean, it just can't do damage at all. Yeah, I needed to just Sucker Punch the Gengar at some point, but I was just so afraid of the skill spot coming out. Yeah, now I forgot about the fact that with Extreme Speed he can knock out Clefairy, and then he has Sludge Bomb against Xerneas, and then Extreme Speed to finish off Xerneas, so yeah, there goes my plan, basically. But I think I have to switch into Xerneas anyway. Now, if he goes for Extreme Speed, that will also mean that he will not protect, which is a clever observation, in my opinion. So I think my play to make here is Helping Hand Dazzling Gleam to knock out the Rayquaza and to deal damage to Gengar. And then hopefully he goes for Extreme Speed Sludge Bomb. If he doesn't do that, then I look like super stupid. Because, yeah, like... Actually no. Yeah. Yeah, like our Xerneas is slow and bulky, so his Rayquaza will outspeed. So if he goes for, let's say, Sludge Bomb and Dragon Ascent, we would actually look pretty stupid. But if we manage to get off that Dazzling Gleam, and then win a potential speed tie against his Groudon, we should still be able to win, since his Gengar cannot touch Groudon at all, with Sludge Bomb and Icy Wind as the only attacking options. There is the Extreme Speed. Okay, so Clefairy got off that Helping Hand right before going out of there. By Clefairy, did a good job. And let's see the Life Orb, there it is. No Mega Evolution coming out, by the way. I definitely think he should have done that, and I also definitely think that he should have Sludge Bombed here. So, because, yeah, the next turn just another Extreme Speed would finish it off. But, yeah, instead he went for the Taunt here, expecting the Geomancy to come out. Yeah, but that was not the case. That was not the case. So, after all of those moving around and not dealing any damage, in the end we kinda out-damaged him after all. But yeah, still not over, since if he goes for Protect and Icy Wind right here, I think we could be in some trouble. So I will go for the Moonblast on the Gengar, which is confirmed not to have Protect, and then also protect our own Groudon. I'm not sure if Moonblast would get the KO from here, but it might, so it might. Yeah, actually, yeah, Geomancy, yeah, that should KO. Yeah, since after Geomancy there is a chance to KO Mega Gengar with Moonblast, if they are like not really bulky. So yeah, this should easily KO. Unless he's like bulky. He goes for the Sludge Bomb though, and yeah, his Groudon is probably faster, but he goes for the Earth Power. Good. So, once again, not entirely sure what he was going for there. He probably needed to double the Xerneas if he wanted to like win. But if his Groudon is max speed, which it might be, then this will come down to a speed tie, as it looks. Let's just see. Yeah, we go for the Earth Power and we KO him. Nice. So, a very strange first game, I would say. Fling Weavile, supportive Gengar, not really bothering taking away Parental Bond from our Mega Kangaskhan, and then in the end he didn't even Mega Evolve his Rayquaza. I'm not sure what that was about, but anyway, in the end we were somewhere able to win. Probably not the most cleanest game from either side, but hey, whatever. Yeah, in the end we did see Clefairy did some work. Yeah, everybody did some work. Good job, team. I'm really happy. And so yeah, we were somehow able to take this very first game here in this episode, and let's hop right into another one. That was a pretty long game as well. Wonder if I could have played that down to timer so it like didn't come down to the speed tie, but difficult to plan for something like that. Yeah, I mean, I like the Gengar set usually. Like taunt, skills of Ice and the Sludge Bomb. Like that's fair. That's fair. But then also the Weavile. Nah, I don't know. It was just a little bit too passive for my taste. Like he was able to get off the Icy Wind, and then like he went for Precipice Blades, and then it didn't KO my Kangaskhan. So I don't know. But whatever. So good luck, bro. Good luck, bro. And we face Classic Big Six here in the second game here, and yeah, that is actually a really bad matchup for my team. As funny as it might sound, because yeah, it's just not that easy. Because like ground is a problem, Xerneas is also a problem. Like I'm running like bulkier Xerneas, so him being faster with both Groudon and Xerneas most likely is like a really big factor. Also, Smeargle is really problematic, so yeah, it's just not a very pleasant matchup to play at all. I do have some options here, like Thunderous Groudon with Kangaskhan Xerneas in the back. It's really hard to use Clefairy in this matchup as well because of Smeargle being there, and then also like a lot of spread attacks like Hyper Voice, Earth Power, or sorry, Eruption and Precipice Blades and Dazzling Gleam. So it's really tough to like follow me stuff away. I could also go for Thunderous Mance, Groudon, Xerneas. Yeah, it's just down to personal preference, I think. Yeah, I think I'd go with that. Thunderous, Groudon leads is also like really fine. But I want to bring out the Salamence for this game. So we get to feature all 6 members of the team. Yeah, which is just nice and fair, I think. So, yeah, let's see. Also, with the most recent trend of Mantler being more popular and Smeargle is also like a lot more like tough to play against Kangaskhan and Smeargle leads, so that is also something. Against that lead combination, Thunderous and Groudon would have been better, but let's see what my opponent decided to go for here. So, actually, it is a disconnection. Wow, 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 wow. This is lame, really lame. And Smearglemans. This is super lame. This is super lame. Okay, so unfortunately there will not be a game against Classic Big Six, as it looks like my opponent had some different plans, but we will just jump right into a second and a half game. I don't even know. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, Big Six, a little bit tougher of a matchup, but I didn't expect like too many Big Six like standard teams and UK nationals at least. And I mean, yeah, you can play against Big Six, it's just a little bit tough. So 6 versus 6 mixed UU is what Matthew from Scotland wants to play. This doesn't look like mixed UU. Actually, maybe it does. Ambipom and Ditto probably would fit in that category. But yeah, so Clefairy does some nice work against those Trickling kind of teams, and I think we will just go with Kangaskhan Xerneas once again here. The Ditto, though, coming in could be huge, potentially, especially if it was a red card, which is what Mark Duo ran at the Italian Nationals. Yeah, Kangzern, Clef, Groudon looks fine once again. And I think that is what I would do. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is just would you bring like at least 60% of your battles, I would say. Like, yeah, it's just really, really solid in my opinion. There are some tough matchups though, as I mentioned, like Bronzong is one of them, and we are facing one here. Though I have some tricks to go up against it. However, no Bronzong coming out from my opponent just yet. Instead, the Whimsicott and Kyogre lead coming out here. So this might still be Trick Room, as Whimsicott can also do that, but might as well also be Tailwind, and then maybe he has Bronzong and Groudon in the back, so you go like Tailwind at first, and then you like bring in Bronzong, Groudon, and then you go for like Trick Room at some point. By the way, interesting to note, I do not think that my opponent had any potential Mega Pokemon on their team. In fact, they didn't. So no Megas at all, which is something that I don't think is necessarily too bad, because it opens up like some more slots for other stuff. But yeah, it's like very tough to argue about that. I could switch straight into Groudon and Geomancy to block any water type attacks. I could also go for a Fake Out into his Kyogre and still Geomancy. Yeah, I think I like that better. Because, yeah, that gives me the opportunity to come back in for a Fake Out later on. And it's just really tough if both of your Pokemon are like threatened to be on card, then like the Protect switch next turn would be super obvious. So I think it's a little bit less obvious right now because yeah, like as long as he doesn't go for the taunt here, of course, we should be able to get off that. Yeah, that was the one thing I was afraid of. Like, that was the one thing I was afraid of. And he goes for the War Receiver spot. That's a drag. That is... Okay, he got me there. Gotta give that to him, of course. So, yeah, that's just like super risky. I mean, I could have gone for the Fake Out on his Kyogre and just Geomancied up and then Protect Xerneas and switched into Groudon, and then it's tough. Now, yeah, I gotta switch into Clefairy then. So if it faints, Kangaskhan comes back in for another Fake Out. If it doesn't, then next turn is Follow Me and Dazzling Gleam. So yeah, I think actually that might have been the better play there after all. But yeah, I thought. I mean, Worry Seeding, like having Worry Seed is fine, but like using it there on the Kangaskhan, seriously, whatever. Yeah, he got me, fair game. So, I could switch in Clefairy and Follow Me Dazzling Gleam, or I could switch into Kangaskhan and Fake Out Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, the rain is gone, so we should be able to take an Origin Pulse, I think. Yeah, I think I want to go in Kangaskhan for the Fake Out. Because having Worry Seed, maybe he doesn't have Protect here on the Whimsicott. If he has it, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. If he has it, well, fine. If he doesn't, then we should be able to get the knockout here on the Whimsicott, no more Encore pressure and so on, so that would be kind of nice. Though, like, Worry Seed, Encore, Tailwind, and Protect could potentially be a moveset, I think. But he protects the Kyogre, not protecting the Whimsicott. Okay, that's good. So Whimsicott will go down, and we are in a much better position than the turn before. But yeah, we still lost ground, which is kind of unfortunate. And depending on what he switches in here, we could still be in a lot of trouble. Like, if it is Bronzong, I don't have an immediate way to threaten that out. So instead we would have to go for Double Edge and Moonblast into the Kyogre to take out one of his Primals. If he switches in Ambipom though, what? Yeah, then I don't know what to do at all. I would guess switch in Clefairy Protect. I guess. I mean, does every problem get faint? It probably does. Most of those, like, faking out normal types, or like faking Pokemon in general, like, they get faint. A lot of them, at least. So, I don't know, like, if it has faint, if it does learn that, I hope it doesn't go for it right here. But, let's see. And we do see the Fake Out coming out into the Clefairy. With the predictions here. Mr. What was his name again? I don't know. I'll check after the game. So, I could go for... Yeah, I think I should Follow Me. I mean, I could go for Helping Hand, but I don't know what this Ambipom is about, and I think I just want to get off, like, some more damage. So just Follow Me Dazzling Gleam, and then his Kyogre should not have a way to knock out my Xerneas. And yeah, we should be able to get a lot of damage here with that Dazzling Gleam. And, I mean, hopefully that Ambipom doesn't have Sash, that would be really good. What? The double crit though coming out here. Wow. I mean, I don't think it mattered too much on the Ambipom, but it would have been interesting to see what comes out from the Kyogre. But yeah, that looks like this will end the game a little bit more quickly than I expected it to be. But hey. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam, double crit. I don't have any concern with that at all. Whew. So, yeah, what is there left to say? The Ambipom did not have Focus Sash. That is probably the important thing to take from this turn. I mean, maybe it was another like Fling King's Rock or something. But yeah. By the way, now you can get we will get to see the magnificent power of Helping Hand Modest, Max Special Attack Moonblast on Groudon, which is which is a resisted attack, but by Groudon. Yeah, so Matthew was his name. Matthew from Scotland, I remember you now. So, good game to Matthew from Scotland. It was interesting to play against your Ambipom and Whimsicott, but in the end, just having the superior, how to say, control over what my opponent can do, with Fake Out and Follow Me. Yeah, it's just really beneficial with those Xerneas teams. So, yeah. Guys, this will wrap up this episode. If you like what you saw, make sure to leave a like on the video and also a comment. And subscribe, of course, as well if you did not do that yet. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything left to say from me. Have a good day, see you soon, and goodbye.